Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dark Elf section of the Road to Eurobowl. Um, it's not the most interesting one because, in my opinion, what's on screen is the Dark Elf build. There are some other options. You can swap out to try and squeeze in an extra assassin, but it does cost you. It costs you the leader and a wrestle on a lino. So it costs you two different things to just get an assassin. And as I'll talk about in a minute when we talk about strategies and tactics, I do not rate the assassin. Sorry, BB Nut. So this is my build. It's 2 witches, 2 blitzers, 1 runner, 1 assassin, linos down to 11, 2 rerolls, and an Apo. I think that is the correct build. You need, therefore, leader to make the 3rd reroll. That's why the runner's in there. The blitzers obviously both go dodge. You need the blodgers. And because of the way that the skills work out, if you are going to put an elite on the assassin, which you should, because he only has access to agility, which is dodge, that means the other 4 skills you get are all non-elites. So it forces people to go double wrestle witch. In other formats, people go 1 wrestle, 1 block, but I go double wrestle anyway. I think double wrestle is correct. So this is forcing people into what I think is the correct format for this, which is double wrestle. You can't guarantee that witches are going to be in the right place at the right time. It's much easier to get that possible 1 dice on the ball with wrestle if you have 2 witches spread out across the pitch and someone leaves you that opening. Maybe your witch is on the other side of the pitch sometimes if he's only got 1 with wrestle. So that is absolutely what I would do anyway. And that leaves you with 2 wrestle linos. You could go wrestle and kick on a lino. I don't even hate that. I know Jim hates kick. I don't think people talk about kick being nerfed. I don't think it matters at all. The only reason you take kick is to kick deep and then go and harass them. So it's not really nerfed in that scenario. You are just going to take the correct. You're going to kick 4 squares from the corner and you're going to take the D3. And you're going to hope that it's deep. So wrestle and kick is an absolutely viable option. If I saw someone wrestle and kick, I wouldn't laugh. I wouldn't wonder why they've done it. I absolutely think wrestle and kick is a viable option. Talking about assassins. Look, I'm not saying don't take an assassin. In current meta, an assassin is totally fine. An assassin is totally fine. Because against some teams, it's good, right? If you get that snotling matchup or other stunty matchup, amazing. If you get like teams with a goblin on or something, amazing. Anything with armor 7 blodgers, you can run in and stab them, pretty good. But when you get Nurgle, when you get orcs, like you get Old World Alliance, when you get Necro, it's rubbish. Like he's just an armor 7 liability. Sure, Necro have ghouls, but you shouldn't get to the ghouls with the assassin. Does it give you that option? Yes, of course it does. It gives you the 5+ in stab. But the stab isn't even as good as the wrestle 1D or whatever. It's only if he's got guard protected, it's better. So it's very, very limited things that the assassin is actually the best option to do. And people, as I just had a discussion in chat with, people talk about the fact, well, it's a safe blitz. Yeah, it's a safe blitz because it's a rubbish blitz. Yes, he can run up and stab someone and then hit and run away for absolutely no risk whatsoever. But the reward is also very low. Like, unless you're playing armor 7 teams, the reward is low, isn't it? You're very unlikely to do anything, so your blitz did nothing at all, and your assassin is now standing 1 square away. He can't be screened off. So if you're playing bash teams, that's utterly useless. So having a assassin for those, like, times where the assassin blitz is a good option is great. But unlike the Witch Elves, who have far more options for the 1 dice with Frenzy Wrestle, the times where the Assassin is the best option are so few that you only need 1. You don't need 2. 2 is just... and maybe you could get 2 if it wasn't costing you something, but if you swap out the runner for the second assassin, not only is it costing you a wrestle on a lino because you have to take dodge on the second assassin, it's costing you a reroll because the leader is gone. 2 rerolls? No. Absolutely not. So I would never take a second assassin under this build. under these rule set. So, in my opinion, this is the correct build. And as you're about to see in the game, both of the players have this exact build, and so do most of the other players in this tournament. Like, because of the way the rule set works, this is basically the build for Dark Elves. You doing something else is trying to reinvent the wheel. Could something else work? Anything can work in Blood Bowl. But was it better? No. I think you're handicapping yourself if you take any build but this one. So enjoy the cast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a pulled game from the current Road to Eurobowl 2026 tournament, one of the biggest tournaments online. It is Eurobowl rules and teams of 4, not teams of 8 like the Eurobowl, but the European is teams of 4, so people can practice for that if they are not in a Eurobowl team. There are a lot of good teams there. I'll do a proper intro probably put before this game, so I won't bother talking about it too much here. I'll splice these together, but this is an interesting game that's I've pulled out. So Team Wales, made up of Andy Davo, Dementor, crap. I did have the lineup right now. Let me pull it down. Team Wales is Andy Davo, Dementor, Rick, and Joseph. And then the other half of the team is going under Wales VC, which is Chuck Dredd, No Number, Orkster, and G. Coleman. So this half of the team, Davo's playing Dark Elves, Dementor's playing Amazons, Joseph's playing Necro, and Rick is playing Woodies. And they, in their first round, random draw, have got Team TFH, the Toxic Fun Havers, which is lame name. Sorry. And it is somehow Crystal Hunter and Galentio, and they've been joined by Henning and Triple Skull. I didn't even know those people knew each other, but that is also a good team. As far as these tabletop teams are concerned, that's a top-level team. And they've drawn each other in the first round, and Henning and Davo have got a Dark Elf mirror that we're going to look at right now. So, Davo sets up in cups, which is fine. You've got 4 people to protect. Davo has a 1 assassin, leader runner, double wrestle witch, double blodge blitzer, double wrestle lino build. And that gives them both 3 rerolls and an apo. As you can see here, the kickoff event is the bribe. They didn't come with the bribes. That's just the kickoff event. And Henning has gone for basically the same exact team. Looking at it, it's the same exact team. So this is a literal mirror match. So good setup here from Henning that does do the anti-blitz. Small problem is that it doesn't give him great blocks on the LOS. He could probably have just gone there and blocked everyone sideways rather than have these two be either side and symmetrical like this. Yeah, so some of the builds are probably just dictated by the money and gold, right? There's not a lot of choices. I made a very bad mistake of trying to eat a biscuit, and it's very dry, and I can't talk now. If you watch this, Henning, I will say that the one little change I would do here, other than this, is swap these two around. If the ball was here, and he goes for a 1D around the outside, this is a 2+. If it's a wrestler, it's still a 2+, but that puts him on the ground there, and him on the ground there, so everyone has to, like, dodge through. So I think the wrestlers are better at the back corners. It's a little tiny change, but I think it's better. Oh, we're blocking forward to do this. Oh, gets a removal straight off the bat. Absolutely delightful removal. Nice. Keeping up, Dembeek. Flat shape. Nothing wrong with making another flat shape with him. No reason to be behind. Get wrestled, son. And now he has to cover, right? Okay, good first turn for Henning. It does leave the problem of he's not going to be able to stop Dark Elves being in his backfield. Which means next turn he has to come up and we're just going to be playing harassment against Dark Elves. I'm not certain there was a lot you can do about that. To maintain chevrons at the outside while also taking your blocks is kind of difficult. So, not his fault. Just one of those things. Does expose himself to this. Like I said, could have just covered there and he came up and made the flat shape. Does expose himself to the blitz. But this is a 42% blitz, right? To do anything. Yeah, it's better to remove, but it's still a 42% to do anything, which means 58% of the time your blitz was a waste of time. And I don't. Why are you making the dodge? Like, this is one of those things, isn't it? Like, I wouldn't even have made the dodge there. What's the point? It's not doing anything, is it? Your three players there are covered, and now you've given him the opportunity of doing the exact same thing back. He can blitz, stab, and step back into where he is. You could just have like a blitz stab off. Didn't send anyone round the back to harass, so the ball is completely safe. He doesn't have to worry about protecting the ball. Can even put in chevrons now to stop the harassment because he can set up this turn. Not a good turn from Davo at all. And he does put the chevrons back in, which is great. Oh. Less great. We're blitzing him. Why are we blitzing a wrestler? We could have just done what he just did and stabbed. If you're not doing that, get the fuck out of the way. If Davo's willing to try that once, he's willing to try it a second time. 42% of the time it works. I guess if he's not doing that, you also have to hide the witches, right? For the same reason. Well, we immediately... Oh my god, he argued the call. Oh, don't argue the call if you've got a bribe. We've got bribes that came on the kickoff kind. But fouling a skillless lino, and then arguing the call. So the argue the call, if you watch this again, Henning, argue the call seems like it's something you should always do, but it's not. Because it's a chance of rolling a 1, right? And then when you use the bribe after, it's a second chance at rolling a 1. Yes, there's a chance at rolling a 6, but the math works out that it's worse. You're more likely to get sent off if you argue the call when you've got a bribe. There we go. Told you. If he does it once, he's going to do it again. It's obvious. Nice. Gives him the chain to hit the assassin. I like that. Davo shouldn't have left that on, obviously. And doesn't get him. Because the assassin can stab his witches. That'll be it. Davo just failed like basically all of his 2+s. It's pretty funny. 2 dodges and a rush he's failed so far. Does get the POW. That is going to give him a 2 dice here. Wait, he didn't follow? Oh, okay. What? Okay. Not quite what I thought he was going to do, but okay. Four dice on his own witch now. No armor break. There is a bribe in play, though. I would be looking at doing something with that. Full POW again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a rush to foul there. Oh, it's a dodge and a rush. Okay. Oh, God, it's a dodge double rush. Holy Jesus. Davo goes down to 1 reroll. He snaked the armor, by the way. You up for COD after this, Beard? He snaked the armor on that. Both of them suck at fouling. Oh, these biscuits are too dry to eat while casting. I have to keep pausing. So, gets away with that, right? That's a pretty big gang foul Henning gets away with, and there's an easy 2+ out as well. So we get to cut left. It's turn 5. We want to claim some space. So we do want to cut left here. Ooh. Burns a reroll, but does get the full pow, so... Not certain this is enough space claimed. Could have claimed more space here. Could have been up here, you know? Instead chose the blitz there. Yeah, fair enough, Beard. Ooh, I don't like this. I don't like this. So the problem you've got here is you are now not covering the snake. This is a ball sack if you snake. There was no reason for it because it's too late now to claim space, especially with just a shitty assassin. I don't like this at all. Okay, I have not pre-watched this game, by the way. This has happened a lot in recent days. Recent casts. So there we go, right? Then the ball is not safe. The ball should obviously have been safe before you took a dodge. Failed a dodge. Killed itself. Luckily, it's a badly hurt, so the apple works. But that ball is no longer safe. What are we doing? Oh, we're basing people? Davo? Davo? What the fuck are you doing? Why are we doing that? Well, mix it. And rolls a push. After popping dodge on that first dodge that he gave himself for no reason. This is pretty terrible now, isn't it? Full pow there's amazing. Gets to blitz, should move the ball first. Because again, this is... Oh, we're not dodging. Okay. 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 We did just... Another full pow. Shadowing doesn't trigger. And then a 1D power. That took 4 minutes. That was not a 4-minute turn, Henning. Come on. So that was overcomplicated. They got really lucky with a couple of full pows. There was no reason for that turn to be that complicated. Look how simple this turn is at the start. You take this block, and then a bunch of people move up here and protect the ball. Like, that's it. And we ended up making loads of extra blocks, loads of extra dodges. Like, it worked out in the end, but it was unnecessarily complicated, as you can tell by the fact that the whistle went off. Sorry, Dembeek. Is Davo keeping the reroll for a 1 turn? Is that happening? He has got double witches, so he's capable of 1 turning. And tabletoppers do love it. But, like... Okay. No, he's not keeping it for a 1 turn. He just wasted it on that. He just stood his leader up to get stabbed? No way. Why? Okay, I guess that's fine. No. Oh, what are we doing there? Or if that's a 1 in 81, man. Or a 1 in 9 into a dub skulls, which is even worse. We're not even hitting the leader. The leader! We stabbed the witch instead of the leader. We're not even hitting the leader. And then we just abandoned the assassin. Okay. Overcomplicated again. Didn't hit the right people again. What? Okay. I thought he did that to blitz him from the other direction, but... Now we're blitzing the leader. Nothing. Alright. Davo with no rerolls, probably not going to be able to 1 turn. Is capable of 1 turning still because of the double frenzy, but it's pretty rough, the Dark Elf 1 turn. And now, oh, hello. Hello. Henning's like, I'm going to stop the 1 turn by getting a player surfed. Why? Ah, because we're not going to be able to surf him. Good call, Henning. Now we're going to get to try and surf the The leader too. And he's KO'd. I have no idea. That was pretty atrocious there, Henning. I have no idea what was going on there. That was not what you needed to do there at all, was it? Could have had two players surfed and killed and then just given up a draw, like the world's easiest draw then, isn't it? 11 into 9. But it doesn't matter because he rolled a 4, so he's back. Yeah, I mean, this is it's a little better. I guess the he's there for just for the free stab option. He didn't have 2 rerolls, Dembeek. He had no rerolls. Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, you can't really do much about quad skulls. I will say, I don't know if we were keeping these there. With the ball over there, these guys could come over, right? But I mean, there's not a great deal you can do against quads, is there? So what can you do here now? Yeah, just these two, I think. I don't think he was going to keep the chevrons in place. Because this witch is going to expose this witch. So we're not keeping the defensive position in place anyway. So I think these two should have moved. And it would have been stronger, right? Because if you do roll quads and he's standing there, there's no way through the middle here. So absolutely stronger. So, but quads are quads. Oh my God, wasn't just quads, by the way. The armor was also double 1. Just opened with Hexa Skulls. That's pretty impressive. Full pow is brutal there. Don't. Oh. Oh, Henning. That right there would have given up everything that Davo just lost. Absolutely no need for it. You have opened the hole. Just stay there with him and move everyone else. You have already opened the hole. I hate that. I couldn't hate it more. No, right. So the plan here should be to give the ball to someone. So you should be, I think, making a cage right there with a player in the center. And then this guy should pick up the ball and hand it off as the cage corner. So you stick the witch in the middle, or the runner, or whoever. You put people there and there. Can you reach? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fuck. You have to do rushes. But that should be the plan. We should end up with a ball in a cage here for some 2s. Okay, this is not right, is it? What is it? What are we doing, man? I mean, then to be fair, he also snaked the rush into an armor roll of double one. But we rolled enough dice that that ball should already be safer than this. Simple as that, right? That ball should already be safer than this. That is not good. Why are we doing it with that one? Why are we doing it with that one? Why are we doing it with this one? Oh God. Oh God, there's no one to get the ball. Oh no. Oh, this is done. This is toast. And of course we'll blame the quad skulls, but we could have moved players and therefore this wouldn't have happened had we quadded. Like you can't blame the quad skulls. Quad skulls suck. Well done for noticing. Bit late, but we'll take it. I'm doing a rush because we stood in our own way. This is pure panic, isn't it? This is, oh my God, I'm beating Andy Davo. Everything's gone a little bit skew-if. There's not as much thinking as there should have been. It's not like it's wrong, it's just all a little suboptimal. People standing in their own ways, people go into the wrong squares. He popped dodge, by the way, on the first 2+. It's amazing. It's actively amazing. Pop dodge and then just made all the rest of the dice, including the last 5+, and stabbed the witch to death. Is absolutely fantastic. I'll be honest with you, Dan, big guy would have scored that turn. The assassin was in scoring range. I would have seen if I cleared it with a 2-dice block and then scored. Just handed off to the assassin and scored. If you go back and look, The thing is, it's not a right or wrong situation, right? If this is a POW, or even if it's not a POW, just pushes, the witch just picks up the ball and hands it off to the assassin, who just runs it straight in. That's what I would have done. 2 2s, and it's all over. And one of them you had to roll anyway, right? The pickup. So it's only the handoff that was the 1 in 36 risk. Can't be scared of a 1 in 36 to win the game. So this is Davo now. Is he gonna? He's gonna stab. Henning is Dutch, yeah. Triple Skull is Danish, though, in his team. I'm not certain what's going on there. And we scored on turn 3 instead of turn 2 anyway, and we lost a witch. So, you know. And now he doesn't know what to do with 10 players. You got to have a preferred setup with 10 players. Come on. This is going to happen so often. This is crazy. That was crazy. So now Davo's got to go on the attack, right? He's got a 2-turn, but he's got no rerolls. The ball has gone to the other side of the pitch. So the witch has got to pick it up and hand it to the other witch. Oh, shit, no. The witch has got to pick it up and hand it to the assassin. Okay, he makes the 2 important rolls. The pickup and the handoff were everything that could have gone wrong there. One dice pows him. I don't even know if he knew that was a 1 dice. So, for future reference, when you know your opponent is trying to 2-turn and you don't have 11 players, it's better to have all of your players in the middle so that even the left-hand side ones can reach whichever side your opponent chooses, right? It's better to just set up crappy rule of 5 in the center. If you don't have any sidesteppers, stand firms, anything to hold a sideline, you're better off being able to react to a 2-turn. Because in this case, you're 2-0 up, right? All you got to do is make the 2-turn difficult. He's got no rerolls. So if you just set up deep with your rule of 5, everyone can then come around and he's going to have to roll dice to score. That's all you need to do is force him to roll dice to score. Any single one of them fails and he doesn't score. So setting up wide is irrelevant when he can just walk around you anyway. Set up everyone in the middle so they can react to whichever side that he picks. That is the rule for that. If you can't force them to roll dice to get past you, force them to roll dice to get past you next turn. One in 9. Full pow. Not quite a 1 in 9. See, completely free. The hit and run means it's not even a rush. Another bribe. Everyone's forgotten the bribes already existed. The ball should absolutely be on a blodger, not the leader. Gonna dodge. Oh, he didn't dodge. Well done. Well done for not dodging there. What? Oh, God. Okay, that got worse. How have you ended up in this position, Henning? Like 3+, 4+ to hit the ball? It seems insane. You have 10 players. How has this happened? What? What's happening? Where's this ball going? How is this ball so unsafe? What the actual shit is going on with this ball? Okay. I don't see how this ball is going to end up being safe. Okay, so it's not. It's just another 3+, 4+ to hit the ball. Could surf the witch on a 1D as well. Wouldn't even hate it. After sticking all the other players in, I really, really wouldn't hate it. And there goes an assassin. Okay, I'm not certain why we're basing him. Are we just blitzing him? We have 2 other scoring threats. Four minutes again. Oh no, he's going up here, right? He's just gonna go up here. What? 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 Four minutes. Four minutes. And that's how you ended up with that's, come on. Come on, Henning. Sort your shit out. 4 minutes to come up with that? And not cage? Atrocious. That is absolutely atrocious. Well, I mean, let's go back and look at what we could have done, right? Because that's just so bad. Right, so this is where we started. So what can we do? I mean, I don't hate ending up over here, right? All you gotta do is open the path. So you go there. You blitz the witch straight down. And then you can go up there. Oh, we've got to hit her. We got to hit him. That's a problem. I guess you go there. Hits him out the way. And then you go through that dodge and up there. And then you go through that and up there. And then you make a couple and you go through that and up there. So you have at least 3 to 4 players up here. And then he has to both sack the ball and get the ball from up there down to there. That seems safer. I mean, it's definitely better than what you actually ended up doing. The alternative is just then to end up with a full cage down here. You've literally got one right there. So I don't really understand how that didn't happen. Could have blitzed this runner and brought him over. That allows you to block him. Which goes there. That allows you to block him. Ball in the middle. And then you just do a 2+ dodge. Like a literal full cage right there. Like, there are just so many better options. If you got, like, I just took 10 seconds to come up with both of those. 4 minutes to have a not cage is crazy. I mean, it required about 4 twos, Rib. So did this dodge. And this can't be a 1 in 9. And this can't be a 1 in 9. Like, they still, everything requires dice. Wow. The classic elven magnet hands for the loss. No, I don't think so. With Davo having no rerolls, it was better to just let the dice roll. Amusingly, in this game, by the way, which I think is an oversight, you can't not catch the ball, which feels like an oversight. That feels like something you should be allowed to do. Because I'm pretty certain you could just dump off to an activated elf on your opponent's team. Like if the only person left on the entire pitch was the runner, you could just dump off by just chucking it to the guy who's the assist on the block. And if he rolls a 3, it's over. He can't not roll the dice. You're not allowed to just not roll the dice and have it bounce. Like, which seems crazy, right? That shouldn't be a thing that should be allowed. Yeah, it should ask you if you want to catch, and if you say no, it auto bounces. Like, it's crazy that you're forced to catch the ball when you've already been activated and you lose because of it. That is bizarre. That is a bizarre rule that's just been grandfathered in from before anyone played this competitively. Yes, it absolutely does ask you if you want to pluck the ball out of the air, but if someone just hands it to you, you can't say no thanks. Like, there's no way that should ever be a reasonable use of dump off. Like, just passing it to the activated opponent's player and forcing them to roll a 2. It could just be a 2+, right? If there's someone else around. If someone else has been activated close by, it could just be a 2+. You could just lose because your opponent forces you to roll a 2+. That seems wild. Anyway, good rant to end that with. Yeah, I don't see why not. No, the opponent catch could be a 2+. Anyway, there we go. Quick little game. We might do some more of this road to Eurobowl. So this might end up being a little fumble series on the side. If so, then this is sitting right there ready to add into the first video. Hopefully that's what you're watching right now, and there'll be another game coming up straight after this.